Hello and welcome to...
Point at me.
You want to do it?
No, I'm good this time.
Anyway, hello and welcome to Watch Reviews. Today we're reviewing the, I don't know if I'd call it a classic, THX 1138. We were curious about this movie, or I've been curious about this movie for a while, because I already knew it was George Lucas's first movie, but this guy reminded me about it when we were watching the Star Wars commentaries not too long ago.
If you guys ever notice at the beginning of every Star Wars movie, you can go back and look at it or YouTube at the THX Lucasfilm surround sound. Is it surround sound company
like
or whatever?
Company
for basically your movies. Sound basically is what they provide. So
we even thought that sound or whatever would be like in the movie.
Yeah, it kind of was. It was a little hint of the humming at the very beginning, but yeah, I would have never known as a kid, because that was way back when you're a kid and you watch classic movies and you notice the company come up. I would have never guessed until later on that was George Lucas's first film title. THX 1138, which is actually the main character's name. I would have never guessed that either, because basically in this story they have it's like 3 letters and number and like three letters and 4 numbers.
It's definitely a movie of numbers. Numbers are a recurring theme throughout the movie, probably more than what we're about to tell you, that it relates to the other movies we've been watching, strangely.
And that's why we're pretty much continuing the dual reviews, just because we're having this streak of very weird movies that are just...
They just so happen to be weird.
They just so happen to be
just
weird,
in this order that we're watching.
Weird sex scenes and weird just moments that you're just like, I just don't know if I can finish it, but then you have to wait to the end to see it. But not as confusing as Vanilla Sky, but it still is.
Well, it's kind of confusing. I mean, it's okay. What George Lucas, I remember him saying this in the commentaries, like about his linear story, and then he's like, "Well, that didn't work out." Like he kept saying, this first film of mine didn't work out. Like that's what he kept pointing towards. Like, I don't really like this. I don't really.
And I can see why I've never really heard of it, because no one talks about this movie because it's not any good. Well, I don't want to say that it's not any good. What I told him last night when we watched it was, it's a good idea. That's
what I keep saying about these films, is they have big ideas. But it's like, I mean, especially by the end of this one, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's like, what you feel the biggest feeling of, this was a waste of time. But I mean, you got to give weird movies a chance.
Like, if you didn't see it in your life, then you might, like other movies better, because this one hurts you so bad, or so bad, or whatever.
Well,
but it's like, basically what the plot is what's the guy's name? And he's old now.
Robert Duvall.
When I saw Jack Reacher, just how old he looks now, it's like, it doesn't even look like the same guy. But he's very young, Robert Duvall. And when was the movie filmed?
1971.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, but yeah, which is before Star Wars, and it's just weird to think about that George Lucas made such success with Star Wars, but not this.
And
if he would have been successful with this, he may have went on with other sequels to it.
Something like that. You feel like there's something missing from this.
Let me tell you one thing.
I don't know if a sequel.
White.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say.
Like, basically, every character is bald, shaved, except for the one little dwarf character guy.
Oh yeah.
But the movie's got a lot of mystery. Like, you don't know what's out there. Because they're basically all in one factory. It's one factory where they're making robots. Basically, they live to build robots, and they stay in like little rooms with a roommate and whatnot. And basically, THX has this love for this LUH girl. That's their names, 3 letters. La is what he calls her. And yeah, there's a lot of weird scenes there. And but
I think his biggest goal for this, if anything, was, this is not normal.
But seriously, they're just bald with white just clothing, and then at one point, a lot of people are thrown into the detention area, which is a full white room.
Just you thought you didn't get enough for white,
or anything. And I was thinking through that, like, this has got to be a green screen to make that look that way, because this is just weird. Like how like you can't even see anything. If they had green screen back then, you can't even see anything on the floor. There's no walls. It's just white, like a white abyss that you see in like cartoons and stuff mainly.
Yeah, I mean, if you like,
that's what it reminded me of, the animated stuff.
Yeah, it's just like if you like bald people and white rooms.
Even the chick was shaved.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, that's just not good.
No. So anyway, guys, I guess check us out on Twitter and check out Trav Tries. Can't stress it enough.
Yes.
That's what I say every time. Check out this guy. Just check him out. And
where I try things.
Yeah, and he tries things.
Tried drinks, foods, all that. We just wrapped up the season, like I said, in a few videos ago, but they're still out there, of course. The videos will be up forever, so just go check them out.
Yeah, we ended up
that certain audience that likes that kind of thing. So
I don't know. I know I got a pretty limited audience, if an audience at all. But I mean, there's an audience for that. For this,
an audience for everything, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So check us out and keep watching our videos, both of our videos. We'll see you later.